It took me 4 days to finish watching Netflix's Set It Up. It didn't take 4 days because I was extremely busy and couldn't finish it during the course of that time. It took me 4 days because it was a chore to watch. While the production quality and direction is top-notch and the cast is great on paper, the story tries to pack on the laughs and misses tackling the real issues, leaving you, well, set up. Zoey Deutch is Harper, the assistant to the high-power online sports news website founder Kirsten, played by Lucy Liu. Kirsten is 3 steps below Meryl Streep's Miranda Priestly from A Devil Wears Prada, and if Set It Up was a TV series, she may eventually give Callista Flockhart's Cat Grant from Supergirl a run for her money. But the point is, we've seen this type of hard-edged boss before, including Taye Diggs' Rick, who this entire movie spends its time using its characters to tell us how smart and successful Rick is, while he never does anything but be a jerk and have infantile freakouts. It's a recipe made for disaster for his assistant Charlie, played by Glen Powell. After a chance encounter in the bottom of their office building, Harper and Charlie decide that they should set their bosses up to fall in love, believing that their newfound attention will give them the time to be like any other 20-something in the big city. You know, have a life. The rest of the film gives the inevitable silly rom-com scenarios of setting up the 2 demanding bosses while Harper and Charlie find out more about themselves and each other. On one hand, the movie starts out great. The opening itself does a good job of establishing the dirt that you have to eat in youth as an intern or assistant or trying to make your way in the world, while also showing that the main characters we're about to spend the next hour and 45-minute running time with have it even harder. Deutch is definitely stand out as a somewhat shy and insecure girl next door who just needs the stamp of approval from Kirsten or someone to realize she's actually great. Surprisingly, the character who probably has the most heart and intelligence is Meredith Hanger's Becca, who is portrayed as a super promiscuous wild child, yet has the most meaningful lines in the film. Whether she's giving a toast to her fiance or getting Harper out of the dumps, she actually kind of understands the heart of life. But she's in the movie for all of 7 minutes or so of screen time. Powell, however, is that stigma of the term frat boy embodied, masquerading as a wannabe executive. His character is almost as unredeemable as Rick, which once the film finally gets to its climax, he gets a little redemption, but for me, it was too difficult to root for him in any way because of the damage done up until that point. On top of that big characterization misstep, there are quite a few random moments in the matchmaker setup that just took me out of the movie completely. For instance, Harper and Charlie set Rick and Kirsten up to meet in the building's elevator by paying Creepy Tim, played by Titus Burgess, to have the elevator break down. You have Titus Burgess, a guy who, like, just looking at you a certain way can make you laugh, as the elevator operator, and for some reason, writer Katie Silberman decides to have a random obese delivery man get stuck on the elevator with them, strip and urinate in his delivery package as a gag. That's why it took me 4 days to get through. The film is directed by Clare Scanlon, who's directed shows like Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Blackish, to name a few. The direction is spectacular. Unfortunately, even Scanlon's touch can't cover Silberman's screenplay that lands somewhere between stereotypical rom-com and film student's second draft. It's just hard to invest in the characters and the already in its own plane of existence plot. I give it a D. I wouldn't suggest making this your Netflix and chill date, but hey, if you just want to have something on, by all means. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to catch my reviews and head over to picturelockshow.com for all things Picture Lock and to listen to the podcast. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep it locked on film.